I suppose it goes without saying that we are having a rather nice day as we approach the middle of May. Here we are again. We are back together once more. If you like learning English, if you are interested in learning the English language, well, guess what? You are in the right place. This is English Addict coming to you live and direct from the birthplace of the English language. It reminds me of a story from 1923. I was walking alone. It was a dark evening and I approached a solitary bridge. And I thought to myself, come on, Mr. Duncan, get on with it. We are back together. It is so good to be with you once more. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you feeling happy? Are you happy today? Do you have one of these on your face? Perhaps you have a good reason. Maybe there is something wonderful happening in your life at the moment. Please let me know if there is something rather nice happening, something taking place that is making you have one of these on your face. And even if you don't have one of these, don't worry, do not fear, because I will try my best to put one there over the next 2 hours or around abouts. We will see what happens. My name is Duncan. I talk about the English language, and yes, we are now live. If you are watching this live, we are live. If you are watching the recording, then it isn't live. But it definitely is live now. Why is that so confusing? Whenever I start explaining the concept of being live. Concept. Now there is a great word. The concept of something is the construction or the way something is, the way it exists. Quite often we talk about concept as perhaps a thought or an idea set in a certain way, a certain group or a certain stream of ideas. So this concept here is quite a simple one, even though sometimes it does cause a lot of confusion. This is live right now, Sunday afternoon, and it is just after 7 minutes after 2 o'clock on the 11th of May. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Mr. Duncan, May. I believe you are taking a trip somewhere in May, and you would be right. Towards the end of this month, we are off to Paris. We will be having the big rendezvous on the 1st of June. I have created my little WhatsApp group. If you are going to join us, if you are coming along, please get in touch with me, and then I will confirm who you are and I will add you to the WhatsApp group for those who are attending the big rendezvous. Not only that, if you can't meet me in person, don't worry about it, don't fear, don't fret, do not be afraid, because you will have a chance to watch the live stream on the 1st of June when we are all getting together in Paris. We are having the most amazing weather. I suppose I should mention it again. There is the view from my studio window. Everything is looking rather nice today, I have to say. We are having a glorious day. And guess what? It appears as if we are going to get a few more days of very pleasant, warm weather. I hope everything is okay where you are. The big news, of course, this week we have a new one. Fresh. With new ideas. And lots of prayers. You know who I'm talking about. Very nice to see so many people here today. Of course, I suppose I should give you your warning or your alert to let you know that yes, we do have him. He is with us today. Mr. Steve will be with us. He's been busy today, very excited because the weather is so nice and Steve has been out in the garden doing all sorts of things. At this very moment, he is meditating. He is in a dark room, meditating, getting his mind on track, because he will be with us at around about 2:30 with lots of fun. We also have, of course, lots of English, because that is why we are here. The English language is what I do. It's what I talk about. I've been doing this for many years, and guess what? I am not going to stop doing it. I will be here until the day I'm not. Basically. Don't forget, I suppose I should mention also, if you could give me a lovely like and also a lovely subscribe, that would be ever so nice. So don't be afraid, don't be shy. Give me a lovely like, and if you want to find out more about my lessons and what I do here on YouTube, you can subscribe as well. I have been watching some very interesting live streams on YouTube. Now you are probably wondering, Mr. Duncan, what do you watch on YouTube besides yourself? What are you saying? Are you saying I am a narcissist? I have been watching some wonderful live streams from various airports around the UK. The one in particular that I've been watching has been coming from Manchester Airport, and I suppose you can already guess what they are doing is filming the aeroplanes taking off and landing. And I didn't realise how relaxing it can be watching aeroplanes take off and land. I have to say, it is rather lovely. I don't know if you've ever watched any of these channels, but they have the most amazing live streams that go on for around about 5 hours. And what they do is basically watch all of the planes at the airport taking off and landing. Sometimes they are going up and sometimes they are coming down, and quite often they are doing nothing at all. They are just sitting still, and quite often the people who present these live streams are waiting patiently for one particular plane to land or take off. Very interesting. We often call this spotting. It is something people enjoy doing. There are many things that people enjoy spotting. To spot something is to watch something. You are looking for something that might be happening. Maybe you are waiting for a certain thing to occur. Spotting is a very common hobby. A lot of people do it. Some people like to look out for the birds in the sky as they take off and land, rather like the planes. Bird spotters. There are also train spotters. People who like to go to railway stations and watch the trains arrive and depart. And quite often they will write the numbers down, because each train has its own individual number. So they write the numbers down and then they go home and then they make a record in their diary of all the trains that they saw today. And then we have plane spotters. Plane spotters are people who like to watch aeroplanes taking off and landing. Nothing else. Although I do sometimes feel as if they do this just in case, maybe during their live stream, maybe one of the aeroplanes might not be successful when it takes off or lands. So I do think sometimes these people who film or do live streams from the airports, I sometimes think they are waiting for something dramatic to happen. Just my thought. However, I have discovered over the past few days that watching aeroplanes take off and land is very relaxing for some reason. I think one of the reasons is because I know I'm not on that plane. I know that I'm in the safety of my house. So there is something rather relaxing about watching other people taking off and landing in aeroplanes. Because I know that I'm not doing it. I don't have to worry about what happens when I'm on the plane, whether I'm taking off or landing. You get the idea anyway. Here we go then. We are together today. It is nice to see you here once more on this beautiful day. A big question for you now. Can I ask you a question? Do you mind? I was out in the garden yesterday and I was doing some filming. Now this is an unusual moment because I don't normally film myself. Filming. Yesterday I did something rather different, so I decided to do it, but I suppose also I could ask you a big question as well. What am I filming? Do you know? So there I am yesterday in the garden. It was a beautiful day and I couldn't resist doing a little bit of filming in the garden. And there I am with my camera, and there is something at the back of the house that I was very excited about. Can you guess what it is? I will tell you, it has something to do with animals. It also has something to do with a certain type of animal. I do love the concentration on my face. I've never seen myself before using the camera. Despite the fact I've been doing this for nearly 19 years, I've never actually filmed myself filming something. And I have to say, it does look rather strange. There I am. I look very excited, but there is a reason why I am excited, and I will give you the answer in a few moments from now. So can you guess, what was I filming yesterday? What was I pointing my camera at yesterday? If you can guess what I was pointing my camera at, see if you can get it right. I will give you the answer in a few moments from now. As you know, I love the English language. I love it very much. There are so many words in the English language. 1 million. The last time I counted, I spent 2 days counting all of the words in the English language, and I discovered there are 1 million words in the English language. It did take me rather a long time to do it. Hello to the live chat. Oh, we have the live chat here. Hello, live chat. How are you, live chat? Are you going away anywhere? Are you going to have a holiday over the next few weeks? Will you be taking off and then landing somewhere nice? I know I will be, because I'm going. somewhere very lovely towards the end of this month. Can I say hello to Vitas? Guess what? You are first on today's live chat. Congratulations to you. Also, we have in second place, again, Beatrice. Are you okay, Beatrice? Where are you today? Are you down on the ground or are you up in the mountains? Please let me know on the live chat. Hello, Nicholas. Nice to see you here as well. Hi there. Thank you very much for coming back. Flower is here as well. We also have Charlotte. Hello, Charlotte Martin. Charlotte, hello to you. I love your name, by the way. It's very nice. I do know 2 Charlottes. Just 2. But now it might be 3 because now I know you. So hello, Charlotte. Thank you for joining me today. Also, Miriam is here. And, I have a feeling you might be very excited at the moment. You know who I'm talking to. Of course, it is the one, the only, Luis Mendez is here today. Hello, Luis. Yes, we will be together. We will be meeting up in just a couple of weeks from now. I am so excited. I can't wait to reacquaint myself with Paris. Reacquaint. If you reacquaint yourself, it means you become familiar with something once more. So perhaps you go somewhere and then you don't go back there for a very long time. So you might become unfamiliar. To be unfamiliar with something means you don't know much about it. So I will go back to Paris and I will reacquaint myself with the beautiful city. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm also hoping that they've completed all of those horrible construction sites that were all, well, let's just say they were causing a lot of chaos and disruption in Paris the last time I was there 2 years ago. It was absolutely crazy. So I believe at the moment they are about to finish their lovely metro system around Paris. So I'm not sure if it's still being built or if they have finished it. So I am looking forward to seeing that as well. And sampling some of that lovely Parisian food as well. Who else is here? Hello, Moroccan. Hello to Moroccan space. When you say space, do you mean space as in around you, or do you mean space as in up there? Ooh. Did anyone see the big piece of space junk fall out of the sky this week? An old Russian satellite that has been orbiting the Earth. This week it crashed to Earth. Fortunately, no one was injured, no one was hurt. It fell harmlessly into the ocean. That is one of the good things about things that fall out of the sky. Quite often they will land in the ocean because most of this planet is water. Most of it is. Talking of which, we are talking all about water idioms and steam idioms. So that is what we are doing today. If you want to know what the big subject is, water and steam. You might say those two things are connected together. When you think of water and steam, if you heat up water, quite often you will get vapour. Quite often there will be a type of vapour that comes off, which is, of course, steam. Words and phrases. Moroccan says, do you know I can't understand you? Well, guess what? All you have to do is turn the captions on. You don't have to be lonely there. Don't worry. We are all here doing the same thing. Just because my English is fantastic. I can guarantee if you watch this, you will slowly learn English. You will become more familiar with the English language. So do not worry. Do not fear. Do not complain. We are all doing the same thing. Some people, of course, have a high level of English. Other people, a low level. But we are all here together doing the same thing. Enjoying the English language. Maurizio is here. Hello, Maurizio. I'm just wondering, will you be joining us in Paris? I wonder if you will be. Marcia is also here, and we also have Zudzika, Michal. Hello, Michal. Nice to see you here as well. A lot of people joining us today. I'm always happy to see you here with us. Tatiana is here as well. Hello, Tatiana. Nice to see you here as well. My goodness, it is very busy today. Finally, we have Nepal. Hello, Nepal. We have Energy Nepal, who is saying, hello, I am from Nepal. Well, guess what? You are more than welcome to join us today. In fact, everyone is. We also have Nigeria. Hello, Nigeria. I do have a lot of viewers watching in Nigeria. So hello to you, Godwin Sampson. I saw English, I love English, and then I joined. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. No, Mr. Duncan, I will not be joining you in Paris, says Maurizio. That's okay. That's okay. Maybe next time. Can I just tell you something? I know I shouldn't say this yet because I want to keep it a secret. But next year, it will be the 20th anniversary of my YouTube channel next year. So in 2026, it will be the anniversary. 20 years on YouTube next year. And I am planning something rather special. Let's just say, when I tell you what it is, you will become very excited indeed. I think so. Stanku says, hello, Mr. Duncan. What do you think about the new Pope? I have to be honest with you. When I'm lying awake at night thinking about things, one of the things that does not cross my mind is my thoughts and opinions of the new Pope. He looks friendly though. That's one of the things I noticed. He looks like a jolly character. He looks like someone who you could probably have a little bit of a laugh with. He looks like someone who might be very open and very gregarious, friendly. So that's all I have to say really, because, well, I don't really follow any religions, and by that I would say that I don't follow anything really, to be honest with you. However, I am interested. I am very interested in these things. But to be honest with you, there are other things that I have to worry about, including doing this on my YouTube channel. So what was I filming yesterday? I was in the garden yesterday. There I am, using my camera. But what was I filming? Well, I had a lovely surprise a couple of days ago when I realised we have some new visitors. Can I speak today? I'm just wondering now, can I speak? Is there something wrong with my voice? I think this might be a little bit of post-COVID. I think so. I think it might be. So yesterday I was out in the garden filming, but what was I filming? Come on, Mr. Duncan, please tell us. Ah, there we go. Cows. They are back. The sheep have gone and the cows have returned. I don't know why the sheep suddenly disappeared. I can only imagine it's because perhaps the sheep and the cows will not be very friendly to each other. So perhaps that's the reason why. So there they are yesterday. They've just arrived. We now have cows at the back of the house. And that is what I was filming yesterday. That is what I was doing yesterday in the garden. On a very beautiful day, a wonderful day in fact. Everything was rather nice. To be honest with you, we are having some wonderful weather at the moment. How many people are going to meet up in Paris? At the moment we have quite a few people. Some are not sure if they can make it. Others have said yes. But if it's 5 people or 500 people, we will be doing it. We will be meeting up. And the rendezvous will take place on the 1st of June. We have Mr. Steve coming in a moment. If you want to find out what Steve has been up to, well, you will have a chance to do that. Also, we will be having a look at one of the longest words in the English language. That also coming up as well. And then, of course, Mr. Steve will be with us. All of that coming up in a few moments from now. Don't go away. This is English Addict, live on a Sunday afternoon.
I'm a big boy now.
English Addict is with you today. We are now live from the birthplace of the English language. Of course, it is England. And we are here together, live as live can be. I'm just wondering to myself, I wonder, is there anything you watch on YouTube that is not related to the English language? Now, earlier I was talking about my new obsession, which is watching aeroplanes take off and land. There are various live streams that are showing this happening, and I have to say it's rather fascinating. So what about you? If you watch something on YouTube that is not related to learning English, so maybe it can be, well, it could be anything really when you think about it, please let me know on the live chat. Here is something that is unrelated to anything that exists on this planet. In fact, there are now scientists who are interested in having a close look at this man because they think he might be from another planet. I'm not sure about it. It might be true, it might not be. I can't confirm it. It is the one, the only, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put your hands together and say a few Hail Marys, because here he is, Mr. Steve.
Hello, wonderful, beautiful viewers from across the globe. It's 2:30. I'm here again with Mr. Duncan on Sunday, English Addict, helping you to learn English.
Yes.
3 Hail Marys. I'm not the new Pope, Mr. Duncan.
No. You know, Steve, you know what? You would make a very good Pope. You look like a Pope.
Do I?
Yes, you don't behave like one, but you have that very
pious,
noble look. I always say that from the side you look Italian. Yeah, look at that nose. Yes. you almost look like, you know, those old bronze statues that you used to see or they used to find at the bottom of the ocean for some reason. And they would then bring them to the surface. You look like one of those old Greek or maybe Roman statues. They should cast you in something.
Perhaps I'm related to Caesar from centuries ago.
But which
or maybe
one?
Caligula.
But which Caesar? Yes.
Oh, infamy, they've all got it in for me.
Oh, okay.
A famous line from from one of those lovely comedy films, the Carry On films. And if anybody ever watches the Carry On films, if they're translated into your language, there's a very funny one, Carry On Cleo, I think it is.
Set in the times.
Set in the time of the Romans.
Yeah, Caesar and, of course, Cleopatra, which was responsible for the downfall of both of them. They both came to a very sticky end, let's just say. Talking of sticky ends...
She had a nasty asp.
Sorry?
Cleopatra had a nasty asp.
I wonder what you said then. I was going to say,
wasn't she killed by a snake?
Yeah, we get it, Steve. I think we understand what an asp is. At least it wasn't a rattlesnake, because then she would have known it was there. Anyway, we are here together, Steve. It's very nice to be here. I have to say, can I just say first of all, it is lovely to feel well again after my very strange drama with COVID. So I'm over it now. We went out yesterday. We had the most glorious walk in town. Even though I noticed yesterday lots of tourists once again have come to Much Wenlock. At this time of year, you see, we do get a lot of tourists. Some, of course, will come here just to find me. They have special tours now where people fly from around the world, and they all look for me. They all try to search for Mr. Duncan. We did notice yesterday there were lots of Americans, people from the USA,
yes,
walking around. You could hear them at the other end of the street. You could hear all of these American voices all sort of speaking louder than everyone else. I'm not saying anything, but it's just an observation, that's all.
They're all coming to see where the Olympics, the modern Olympics, all began here in Much Wenlock. There is a field in Much Wenlock which they claim is where the modern Olympics began, but that is where the modern Olympics began.
Yes.
And so I think it's a bit of a shrine. Almost, it's a place to visit, and obviously American tourists wanted to come here to see a quaint town, medieval town in England, and they chose Much Wenlock and the origins of the modern Olympics.
Yes.
To show them. I'm sure it was fascinating.
You might say that it was the inspiration. So Much Wenlock, this place, was the inspiration for the revival of the Olympic Games. And then, of course, the person who really made it popular, ironically, was a certain German dictator. He made the Olympics into a huge spectacle for various reasons. Not a lot of people think that, but it is true. It actually is true. Mr. Steve is here today. We are here. We had some fun yesterday. We also have some new visitors as well at the back of the house. I did mention it earlier. We now have some lovely moo cows at the back of the house. I was in the garden yesterday filming, and would you like to see them? There they are. Now, I'm not sure. I think these might be the same cattle that we had a couple of years ago, because they certainly look familiar. So I have a feeling, Steve, that these might actually be the same cows from 2 years ago. I might be wrong. I am willing to be wrong, but I suppose in a way I really want them to be that, because if it isn't them, then there is a good chance that they were, let's just say, they were put on someone's dinner table, which is not.
Talking of new things arriving, we have some new people on the live chat that I don't recognise. So can I say hello to Stanku? I believe you're new on here. We've got Ong from Vietnam saying that Vietnam says hello. And Shakiro, I think, has been on before. If you are new to the channel and you're brave enough, please let us know on the live chat. We love to know when new people have joined, new people are watching, new people are finding things interesting to watch, because we've got a show packed with English learning, haven't we, Mr. Duncan?
There is a lot of it.
So yeah, please make yourself known if you're new to the live chat. Please also give a nice like tick to Mr. Duncan. It really helps the channel. And subscribe if you haven't already. And tick the little bell so that you're notified. And all will be well with Mr. Duncan's channel.
Yes, hopefully. Alexander is here. Is that your land where the cows are? No, it isn't our land, although we are very friendly with the man who owns the land. And of course, we always get the wonderful sight of the animals being put in the field. Sometimes we get cows, sometimes we get sheep. There is one year, I think it was the second year when we lived here, after moving here, 2 years after moving here, we had lots of lovely lambs at the back of the house. I think that's the only time we've ever had little tiny lambs at the back of the house. And in the morning, you could always hear them at the back with that lovely little cry that they have. There is nothing more cute than the appearance and also the sound of a little tiny lamb.
And the taste, of course.
Of course.
Can I say hello to Suleiman Mahmoud from Sudan, who's saying hello. Hi to you too and welcome. And I hope you're enjoying the show. And we've got plenty more for you, so stay tuned, as they say. Can you still say that, stay tuned, Mr. Duncan?
I think it is something that people still say, even though technically on the internet you don't actually tune in. It's not like an old-fashioned radio where you would have to try and find your favourite station.
Well, that's good to know, Mr. Duncan, but we'll say it anyway. So what's on in today's show, Mr. Duncan? Let us know.
Well, of course, we will be playing our game as well in the second hour. We have Spot or Guess the Picture idiom. We didn't have it last week because I wasn't feeling very well. I wasn't in a very good mood last week. If you saw last week's live stream, I was not happy because I was feeling unwell. I suppose my biggest worry last week was I wanted to be well before we went away for our big rendezvous. So I want to be 100%, you see. I don't want to be sick or ill or weak. I want to be strong and virile. Hopefully.
Well, we're over it, Mr. Duncan. We can't get it again for a few months.
Good.
Hopefully our immune system has been boosted.
Yes.
You can say that your immune system has been boosted if you've had an infection, and that should be sufficient to ward off any other infections for a period of time.
I have to say, I thought I fought COVID quite well. So I was over it in around about 4 or 5 days. So it came, I had a little bit of unpleasantness, and then it slowly eased away. So it is nice to be back feeling well. There is nothing worse than feeling under.
Stanku KU. Stanku KU. Stanku KU. That sort of rhymes, falls off the tongue. Is saying, I've been watching Mr. Duncan for many years, but rarely, I presume you mean live. So that's good to have you here today, and I hope you're enjoying the show, as we call it.
Yes.
And please continue to watch Mr. Duncan's videos. There'll be many more. Mr. Duncan is working tirelessly in the background to supply new content for his channel. If you work tirelessly, it means that you're constantly working. So you could work tirelessly in your job.
Yes.
It means that you don't get tired. You just carry on working. You love what you're doing. You enjoy what you're doing. You've got plenty of energy. You're tireless in what you're doing.
Yes. I suppose sometimes it is hard to carry on in that way. There might be things that come along and make your job difficult, but at least I try my best, and I love doing this. Now, you were telling me yesterday, Steve, and this is an experience. It's a type of experience that a lot of people have who are on YouTube. Sometimes it is hard to keep going, isn't it? And I suppose you could say the same thing about anything in life, couldn't you, Steve?
Yes. Do you mean in terms of motivation?
Anything that keeps you waking up the next day and you still feel enthusiastic about that thing.
Yes, exactly. If you love what you're doing, then you've got the motivation to get up in the morning and do what you're doing, as long as, for example, your place of work, if you enjoy your work or love your work, then you don't need motivation to get up. You love doing it. You just want to do it. But if there are problems at work, say you've got a bad manager, or the work environment for whatever reason is becoming stressful, then you might not want to get up in the morning and go to work. And it could be something that you love doing. You could have your own business and you love doing it, but there are problems, and that might affect your motivation in getting up in the morning and doing it. And that what could affect your motivation could be a number of things.
Yes.
As I've mentioned, if it could be maybe you're not earning enough money, maybe you haven't got a raise at work, maybe your manager or your boss is being horrible to you.
You know, one of the biggest
maybe
ones.
Maybe work colleagues are bullying you.
Steve, one of the biggest ones, of course, is boredom.
Yeah, I mean, yes, if you don't like your job.
Well, I think boredom can occur in any situation, even if it's something you enjoy doing. After a while, you might just lose that motivation because it feels as if you're doing similar things all the time. So that's one of the reasons why I don't always like to make the same videos or the same types of lessons, because I always like to keep changing things slightly, because it keeps it fresh for me, and I also like to think that it keeps it fresh for you as well out there. But I think sometimes just losing that motivation sometimes, Steve, can just be because of being a little bit bored with what it is you are doing. So I think here on YouTube, this is a job that you have to, and I'm sure you will agree with me here, Steve, you have to commit yourself to it no matter what happens. So you might have the good things, you might have the nice days and the fun times, but it can't always be like that. So anything you do, if you apply yourself to it, and I'm sure Steve will agree with me, sometimes you just have to keep going. That is the secret of anything in life. Don't stop, don't give up. And that also means if you are learning English, keep going, don't worry. Sometimes it's going to be hard or difficult, but don't stop.
That's what Donald Trump said. I know Donald Trump is a controversial person, but not everything he says is bad. And I saw a quote by him. In fact, I saw an interview by him a number of years ago. And he said, if you believe in something, the one thing you must never, ever do is give up. Never give up, he said. And that's very true. If you, of course, with any job or with anything that you're doing, it's all not going to be a garden of roses all the time.
No, that's it.
A garden of roses suggesting that it's always going to be fragrant and lovely. There are always going to be challenges, even with things that you love doing. Even with people that you love and you're around them, there are always challenges with those people, because
especially in relationships, Steve.
In relationships, nothing is ever a garden of roses all the time.
Maybe that's one of the problems nowadays, Steve, that is that people expect things to always go well and always be nice and pleasant, but life is not like that. Life isn't like that. Last week, I was really angry when I became ill, because I wanted to make more lessons. I wanted to do my work, but I couldn't. I was being held back. So sometimes you might have the enthusiasm, but you're not able to do it because something else is holding you back. It can be anything. Maybe your health, or maybe, I don't know, a lack of money or funds. So one of the things about doing this on YouTube is you might have to do it for a very long time before you even start making any money. And I think that's something that a lot of people think they can do very easily. They come onto YouTube, they make 3 or 4 videos, and then they don't really have much of an impact. And then they give up. But what you have to keep doing is make more. Keep posting. Post more videos. Make some new videos. Have fun doing it. And then slowly over time, it does grow. It doesn't grow quickly. It grows gradually. So that is the hardest thing of all. The hardest part of doing anything is that time when you are doing it, but you are getting nothing in return.
Can I say hello to Melwyn? Mr. Duncan, can I say something? Is that all right? Yep.
Yeah.
Can I say hello to Melwyn? Hi there, Mr. Duncan and Mr. Steve. I'm an English teacher, and I've been telling my students about your channel.
Oh.
Thank you. I like the way you enunciate words.
Oh.
Enunciate. I love your channel. It's very interesting. Thank you very much for your comment. And whereabouts are you, Melwyn? Please let us know where you are. We always like to know where people are in the world watching us. And if you're in the UK, whereabouts are you? We'd love to know.
Yes, if you are watching at the moment, wherever you are, we are always keen to find out where you are watching. A lot of people do ask or they do inquire about the way I speak. Well, of course, if you teach English, you have to make sure, you have to be certain that your students can understand you. Because if I teach English and you can't understand what I'm saying, then the whole thing becomes pointless. That is, of course, one of the reasons why we also have Mr. Steve here as well, because he speaks a little faster, a little quicker. So I think this is always good practice for your listening and also for your comprehension as well. I think it's very useful. We are coming up to 3 o'clock already. I can't believe it. We have a lot of things to talk about after 3. We are looking at words and phrases connected to steam and water. Both of those things coming up in a few moments from now. Keep it right here. We'll have a very quick break and then I will be back with you. And Mr. Steve will also be with us as well. We have lots of things to talk about, and we also have our lovely game, Guess the Picture Idiom. All of that coming up in a few moments from now. English Addict is with you today. It's so nice to have you with us. English Addict is with you. I hope you are having a good day today. It is myself and also Mr. Steve is with us. We are both 100% in the pink. If you are in the pink, it means you are well, you are healthy, you feel good, you feel fit. And I think one of the reasons why this is happening at the moment is because we've had such lovely weather over the past few days. Outside, there it is. I can't resist showing you the view out of the window. We have the most glorious day. In fact, I tell you what, I am going for a walk after today's live stream has finished, you can join me as well, Steve. Would you like to go for a walk with me?
Thanks for the invite.
Yes. I was feeling...
Not before a cup of tea and a piece of cake.
Yes, we'll have those things. We'll have a piece of cake, Mr. Steve's lovely tea cake loaf, and a cup of tea, and then we will go for a walk in the beautiful, lovely, fresh summer.
Melwyn is from Honduras.
Wow.
From Honduras. So I don't think we've ever had anybody from Honduras before. So welcome. Do you know, I'm so ignorant, I can't even remember where that is.
I want to say South America.
I think it is. I think it's Spanish, maybe. Please, apologies for my ignorance. But yes, I'm not familiar with... I've heard of Honduras, but I'm not familiar with its geography.
No.
It sounds Spanish-y to me.
Haven't you got a phone in front of you, Steve?
Pardon? Yes, I have, but I don't want to be looking that up. That's not right, Mr. Duncan. I don't want to pretend that I know everything.
No, you don't have to pretend. You can tell people. You can tell people that you've looked it up on the phone. So I think these days there's no embarrassment, there is no shame in this world for any of us, including me. I don't know everything. There are many things that I don't know. So when you think about these things, when you think about all the things that exist in the universe, you can't possibly know all of those things, even things that relate to this planet. Think of all of the towns and the cities, and all of the streets and all of the roads that exist in this world. So you can't know everything.
Thank you, Beatrice. Central America, Spanish language.
Yes.
Yes, I'm sure it's been in some films. It's quite. I know it's quite famous. It's well-known country, but I can't think why. I'm going to look it up afterwards. But welcome, Melwyn, and I hope that you're getting some information that you can use with your students.
So my point is, you should never be embarrassed about, not you, Steve, but generally to everyone. Never be embarrassed about looking up information, searching for that piece of information, because we all do it. I do it sometimes. Maybe there is something I'm unsure of, maybe a little fact, or maybe a figure, something I'm looking for. So there's no shame in doing it. Honduras. See now, what I would automatically, I would think of maybe somewhere like Cuba, somewhere like that. You see, that's where my mind would immediately go. I used to have a fantasy, by the way, about going to Cuba. I don't know why, because we used to watch those lovely old movies set in Cuba. And I don't know why. I always thought Cuba seemed like a very romantic place. It seemed to have a kind of serenity that I felt as if I could belong to. And all of those wonderful old motor cars, Steve, all those classic old American motor cars, which are still running around. And I think that has something to do with the fact that in Cuba, of course, they were cut off from the rest of the world for a long time. So nothing was imported. And I'm sure someone's going to correct me, but I think that has something to do with the reason why all of those old American cars are still running around on the roads.
Yes, I think they had sanctions for many years.
Yes.
And just had to keep the old cars going. There we go, yes. Can I say hello to Chris as well? I'm not going to pronounce your entire name. I'm going to call you Chris, which in the UK can be a male or a female name.
Yes.
So that doesn't matter.
It's normally abbreviated from Christopher or Christine.
Exactly. So hello from Bucharest, Romania.
Oh.
I get so excited when I know that people are watching us from all around the globe. And Stanku says, in Paris we may be meeting Luke Thompson. Not sure who Luke Thompson is. Maybe they've emailed you, Mr. Duncan.
No, I don't know.
Who is Luke Thompson? I want to know.
I have no idea as well.
Do I cook a cake by myself, says Alexander. No, Vladimirov. No, I don't. I cook it. I put it. It's actually a loaf, a tea cake loaf that I put in the bread maker.
Have these wonderful machines nowadays. You can just put all the ingredients in, and then the machine will make your bread or your cake for you. And then about 2.5 hours later, you open the top, and as if by magic, there is a loaf of bread, or, as we had yesterday, one of Mr. Steve's delicious tea cake loaves.
Which lasts for 2 days. Have you heard of shadow teaching, Mr. Duncan?
Shadowing. Well, shadowing is following what someone is saying. So it is kind of that exact thing. Imagine shadowing, Steve. If you are following a person's shadow, it means you are mimicking or copying what they are doing. So in this case, we are talking about speech, the way a person is pronouncing words. So you will follow behind them. If I say something, another person might shadow that person. You are following behind. There are many ways of expressing that, of course, but generally speaking, it means you are imitating or following what someone is doing through their actions.
So is it say you are a new teacher and you're following an experienced teacher, you're going into the class?
No, it's a type of learning technique.
Oh, I see. Right.
For anyone.
Shadow teaching. I've never heard of that.
Shadowing has been around for a long time. It was very popular at one point, but it seems to have faded away, as all of these things do. Now, I remember many years ago, and this is a moment when I show you just how long I've been on here. There used to be a type of English learning called Crazy English. Crazy English started in China. It was a guy called Li Yang, and he became hugely popular in China with his Crazy English. Basically, he would get the students to shout certain words. So he would say something and then they would say it, but they would say it in a slightly exaggerated way. Crazy English. So you might say that shadowing is a bit like that, but without the shouting.
I would imagine the shouting helps you to remember because you've got elevated emotions, haven't you, when you're shouting?
Yes.
So maybe it's to try and help people to drum it into the brain.
Yes.
Repetition and shouting.
It's actually, I can tell you, there is a bit of psychology involved with that. It is also to boost a person's confidence as well when they're speaking. So if you are doing something more than you normally would, it is a very good way of breaking through that boundary. So I did think, when I was in China, I did see a lot of his work that he did there, and I have to say I was rather impressed with what he did. However, I think there is much more to learning English than just shouting the words out, but there are ways of using those things, but you can't use them all the time. You have to also have other methods as well.
Beatrice's English teacher is trying shadowing.
Oh, okay.
At the moment. It's interesting, says Beatrice. By the way, Stanku is watching from Poland, near Krakow. Maybe you can meet up with Tom. Tom Rocks is in Poland. And by the way, yes, I can cook a carrot cake in the bread maker. The bread makers are very good. You can make cakes in them as well as bread. I haven't tried making a cake, but it does show you the different recipes that you can use. They're incredibly... It's the best thing I've ever bought. You know, there are lots of different machines you can buy for your kitchen, aren't there?
Yes.
There's also there's ice cream makers. There's what's that other thing we use for cooking chips in? There's
the air fryer.
The air fryers.
Well, the
toasters. There's all sorts of things. The best thing, the one that I use the most and have used continually since I bought it, was the bread maker. And it has paid for itself at least twice over.
We've made so many loaves of bread in that bread maker.
So it cost about £100 to buy, within 6 months it had paid for itself, because obviously I can make a loaf of bread by buying the flour very cheaply in that, and you don't have to put the oven on, the big oven, and waste all that electricity, because it just cooks within that small space. So we've had it well over a year now, so it's paid for itself twice over, is what we say. And we've got lovely bread, not full of any horrible ingredients. So if I was going to recommend anything for somebody to buy, I would say a bread maker.
Yeah, I have to say, we don't normally buy gadgets, things to help us. One of the things we've never bought is a coffee maker, because it seems to take such a long time to make 1 cup of coffee. You can get those really fancy machines now, but it takes maybe 2 or 3 minutes just to make the coffee, and then by the time it goes into the cup, it's not even hot. It's only tepid.
And they're also very expensive.
Yes.
And
I've seen a couple of those coffee makers, Steve, £1,000 plus. Can you believe that? A machine. Now, what we use is just hot water, some milk, and one of those little foaming machines. It's just a very simple thing, and it makes the coffee go all frothy.
Kenco Millicano coffee.
Yes.
It's a little bit more expensive than, say, your Nescafe Instant, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper than buying a coffee machine. And anyway, I like to... The problem is, as we've said this before, once you've been to France and to Italy and you've sampled the lovely coffee that they make there,
yes,
anything else is never as good. We've tried all the cafes where we live. The coffee just does not taste as good.
No.
I'm sure that there are places that sell coffee that is as good as you get in Italy or France, but I haven't found one yet.
Well, some of the worst coffee that I've had have been at these big chains. Now,
yes.
You know what I'm going to say. You know the names. We all know the names of these big cafes, and they belong to large companies. And I normally have terrible coffee when I go to those places. In fact, I don't go to those types of coffee house anymore. I just can't do it because the coffee is always awful. So we have been spoilt, I suppose, by that. A lot of people, by the way, asking all sorts of questions. What model is your bread maker? It is
Panasonic.
It's made by Panasonic.
And I did a lot of research, and the Panasonic bread makers always seem to come out top for the bread that they make. So I went with a Panasonic, and we've been quite pleased with it.
Yes.
But yes, within 6 months, I don't know how, it depends on how much the bread costs where you are. But I can make a loaf of bread for around 60 pence,
yes,
which is, I don't know, 80 euros. So something like that, maybe 70 euros. And in the UK, a loaf of bread is around £2 now. So what's that, about £2.40 to 40 euros, something like that. So yes, they are definitely worth having.
So I suppose if you eat a lot of bread like us, we love bread. I like having bread I like having toast in the morning. Sometimes we have beans on toast. I like to have a little snack sometimes in the afternoon. So we do eat a lot of bread. It's very good if you eat bread a lot. And of course, the bread is much healthier. Mr. Steve, we have to move on now because we have today's subject. We are looking at something that, well, two things, but they are connected to each other. We are talking about that thing that we all need. There it is. Look, I have some of it right here. Water and
aqua,
steam as well. So that is what we are looking at today. I will just set up the image on the screen just to make sure everything looks
While you're doing that, I'll say hello to Sorry KH, or Sorry, in Tehran. Wow, fantastic. Thank you for watching us. Don't have electricity and not a stable internet, but you've come on to watch us today. So welcome, and thank you very much for making the effort to come on and see us. It's just wonderful. I can't believe how many people from all different parts of the world are watching us, Mr. Duncan.
Definitely. Here we go then, Steve. Steve, we've got to move on because
Romelu, I'll say hello to you as well.
Okay. Sorry?
Well, Romelu, I'm saying hello because I asked people to say hi.
Oh yes, I know. I was here.
Yes.
I was here with you on the live stream. We've got to move on, Steve, or else we are going to horrendously run over. And I know you hate it when that happens.
Oh, yes.
He complains for the rest of the day. He really does. Here we go then, Steve. Steam and water, as you can see on the screen. We have both of those things. We have water and steam. Here are some phrases, and we can have some fun with this because learning should always be fun. Phrases connected to steam. Are you ready for the first one, Mr. Steve?
I am.
You let off some steam. This is an expression we often use in English, to let off some steam. A person might decide at the weekend that they want to go out and enjoy themselves. Maybe they want to go to the bars and the clubs. They want to let off some steam. So what does that mean, Steve?
It means that you've had a period of time when you haven't been able to maybe express yourself in the way that you would like, and it's like pressure is building up inside you.
Yes.
That maybe it is that you want to go out and party, and you've been at work all week, and you feel suppressed, and maybe you feel as though you haven't been able to go out with friends and have a good time and just relax. Letting off steam really means you're just trying to release tension.
Yes.
That's built up inside you. Some people might let off steam in different ways. It could be that you want to go out dancing. It could be that you go for a long run or you go to the gym. You might let off steam physically. There are different ways, but it means that you haven't been able to do what you want to do and you feel this sort of pressure. It could be that you've had a bad week at work and you wanted to shout at people but you couldn't, so you have to keep those emotions in, and then in order to, those emotions have to be released.
Yes.
At some point, otherwise you'll get stress and anxiety, and so you let off steam. You go out for a night out somewhere. You might get drunk.
Okay, Steve, we've got it. It turns into a lecture eventually.
That's what it means.
So very quickly, expel or spend some pent-up energy. To expel or spend some pent-up. Now there is a great word, or should I say an expression, as a short sentence, to be pent up. Things that you are holding in, something that you are containing within you. But sometimes you have to let it out, as Steve said, or else you become stressed. Something that is pent up is something that is held inside. So sometimes a person might want to let off steam.
Yes.
As a way of releasing that energy. Next one, Steve. Here we go. Full steam ahead. I wish I had I'm trying to find my little train. Where's my little train? I'm just trying to find my train. Where is it? I used to have a little train sound. Oh, here it is, Steve. Here, I will play it now. So we say full steam ahead. That's it.
Casey Jones, steaming and a rolling.
Full steam ahead. What does it mean, Steve?
It means that whatever you're doing, you decide to do it with the fullest amount of energy that you've got. You don't hold back. Full steam ahead. We are going to progress on our business model with full steam ahead. It means that literally you are not holding back in anything that you're doing if you've decided to do something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it normally refers to doing something in a positive direction, move forward with energy and eagerness.
Yes.
So you are putting a lot of effort and energy into a certain thing. You are going full steam ahead. And of course, I think it actually refers to nautical situations on the ocean, full steam ahead. So I don't think it refers to old steam engines, such as trains. I think it actually refers to the old steam boats or the ships.
Well, the image, of course, is of lots of energy being released, because when you've got a steam engine, whether it's a train or a ship, you can imagine the amount of smoke and energy and noise that is created when a steam engine is going fully.
Yes.
And so that gives the sort of mental impression that whatever you're doing with the fullest amount of energy that you have.
Can we have the?
You're not holding back.
Can we have it again? Okay, here it is again.
You might say, if you're a boss at work, you might say to your workers, we need to go full steam ahead with our sales targets.
Yes.
Something like that. It just means we want you all working as hard as you possibly can.
Yes, I think that is actually a very good expression. Here's another one, Steve. So we can use steam as a verb. So in this sense, we are using it as an action. So we often think of steam as being the noun, which is the vapour formed by hot water. However, we can also use steam as a verb as well. I will briefly explain these because they are a little complicated. First of all, you might cook a piece of food using heat and steam. So it is common, isn't it, Steve, these days, especially for healthy eating. Quite often people will steam their food.
Yes, you can steam your vegetables. You can get a device that sits on top of your saucepan, and you put your vegetables in it, and the water boils and the steam cooks the vegetables. That's a healthy way of cooking vegetables, so they say, because you are retaining all the vitamins and nutrients. And you can get, if you've got a very posh modern kitchen, and I've got a friend who's just had a new kitchen, they've got steamers in their new kitchen.
Yes.
So it just looks a bit like a microwave, and you put things and it just steams whatever you put in. My mother used to steam fish.
Yes.
When she cooked it, because fish you can very easily overcook it. So she used to put plaice or cod between two plates.
Yes.
And then the steam from the saucepan would cook it, and it would be very tender.
I would say that is the only way to actually cook fish. I don't like barbecued fish. I don't know what it is about barbecued fish. I can never really eat it, or anything that's been heavily smoked. I don't like that taste. I don't like the flavour. But I do like steamed fish. And you are right, Steve. Cod. A lovely piece of steamed cod with some lovely parsley sauce over the top. Oh.
Steam cleaning. There's another one, Mr. Duncan.
Yes. In fact, there it is.
Aha.
You clean an item using heat and steam. Again, a very popular way of cleaning things these days.
Particularly as it sterilises the surfaces. The hot steam is very good at sterilising. I think they use steam cleaning in, or at least they used to, in hospitals to clean all the instruments used for operations.
I think they still use it. In fact, I remember during COVID, lots of places that were still open for business, such as hotels and restaurants, they were using a lot of this technology, this steam cleaning.
Because steam is hotter, goes beyond the boiling point of water. Boiling point of water, of course, is 100 degrees centigrade, but steam is hotter than that, so it has a much better impact in sterilisation.
Yes. Here we go, moving on. Here's another one, Steve. This is something Steve does quite often. You might... Does that happen to you, Steve?
Run out of steam, yes. So you can go full steam ahead, which means all your energy is being used to do whatever it is you want to do. Or you can run out of steam, which means you just lose energy or motivation.
Yes.
So towards the end of the Sunday live stream, I tend to run out of steam.
That's true.
So, my energy is waning, my energy is going, because I find it hard to concentrate for a long period of time without getting tired. Oh, I feel like I've run out of steam.
Yes.
You can use that it's a very common expression to say that you've just lost all your energy suddenly.
So let's have a look at the definition. Yes, use up all of one's energy, to become tired. So if you've been doing something for a long period of time, or maybe something you have to keep doing, it is possible to just run out of steam. A lot of people ask me, they say, Mr. Duncan, how do you keep coming up with new ideas for your live streams and also your lessons? It seems like there is an endless amount of content coming out of you all the time. But yes, the secret is not to run out of steam, to actually go full steam ahead.
How do you... Yes, exactly, yes. To use up one's energy, to become tired. Oh, I've just run out of steam. You might lose it. And of course you can lose energy because you've lost motivation. If you lose motivation in something, then automatically your energy tends to drain. Whereas if you are enthusiastic about what you're doing, like Mr. Duncan is with his channel, his English teaching channel, then because he's motivated and very interested, he doesn't run out of steam.
No.
But you can become despondent sometimes and lacking in motivation because something's put you off whatever it is you're doing.
Like last week.
And then your energy levels deplete. And when your energy levels deplete, you can just use that expression, running out of steam. Yeah. Just like, a steam engine, if you didn't keep putting the coal on the furnace, it would run out of steam and stop working.
Next one, Steve, we're going to look at a very interesting word, something that is steamy. Ooh, steamy. We are describing the appearance of something or how something appears to the observer, something that is steamy. Now I'm going to put this one on the screen very quickly and then we will move on. Something steamy. Oh, wait there. Have I just done something there? Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, that's better. What I love about this is sometimes I delete things and I shouldn't. A saucy. Oh, Mr. Steve. A saucy and suggestive story or film with adult themes. Maybe it is about lovers, people falling in love and what happens during their relationship. Maybe there is a little bit of you know what I'm talking about. Something that is steamy is something that is suggestive and saucy.
You can be involved in a steamy relationship.
Ooh.
Suggesting that there is lots of passion in your relationship.
Yes, never happened to me. I've never been in a steamy relationship ever.
Speak for yourself.
I'm still waiting. Here's another one, Steve. To do something under your own steam. I like this. This is an interesting one. We do use this quite often. Any ideas, Steve?
Yes, it means that you're doing it without help from anybody else. I'm doing this under my own steam. So, in other words, you're not asking for help from anybody else. And that's what you do with this channel.
Yes.
You do it all under your own steam. So you're not sharing the workload with anybody else.
No.
Although with me on a Sunday, it's sort of a bit. But yes, the suggestion is that you are strong and you don't want help from anybody else. You're just doing it all by yourself. And which could be by choice or not. But if you say, I'm doing this under my own steam, it means you're just doing it, just you. You're not asking for help from anybody else.
That's it. So maybe you are using your own ingenuity or your own methods. Here we go, Steve. To use your own method of getting to a certain place. Now, this can be figurative in the sense that you have an aim or a purpose. So you don't rely on anyone else, as Steve just said. You don't rely on other people. You do it under your own steam. You are doing all of the work. You are coming up with the ideas. You use your own method of getting to a certain place.
See, yeah, I've heard it said at work, if somebody has an idea that they want to try something new, their manager might say, well, that's up to you. I'm not going to give you any help. I don't think it's going to work. If you want to try that, you'll have to do it under your own steam. In other words, you do that on your own. I'm not giving you any input from the business side. I'm not going to give you any money or any help. I'm not going to apportion any people to help you. If you think it's going to work, you do it under your own steam, and then if it works, then maybe we can give you some support later on.
Yes, as you just said, Steve, for 19 years, I've been doing this on YouTube under my own steam, without any help from anyone else. Not physical help. Other help, maybe sometimes, but yes, most of this is done by me, created by me. And I do it all under my own steam. Here's the final steam: to get up steam. Now, this might sound like a strange one. Are you familiar with this, Steve?
To get up steam, that means I think that means that you're sort of gathering your energy. You're summoning your energy gradually. If you want to do, say, you want to do something. For example, you might want to start decorating the house.
Ooh.
Someone said to you, your partner has said, I want you to decorate the living room, which, of course, who wants to do that? Very few people are enthusiastic about that. And you will have to get up some steam to do it. You will have to get some energy, some enthusiasm, some motivation from somewhere. I think that's what that means, Mr. Duncan.
Yes, that's a very good way of putting it. Here we go then, Steve. Become full of energy and power whilst doing something. So yes, you are giving yourself the motivation. You get up steam. Again, this is something that is used with steam locomotives and the old steam ships. You would get up steam, which means you are creating enough steam to begin moving forward.
Power the ship.
Yes. So I think they are all very good phrases.
Maybe you just need a strong cup of coffee to get up steam in the morning.
One or two.
Or a sugary snack.
Oh, yes.
Might help you get up steam. I think it's certainly in the morning. That
is always guaranteed to get my steam going.
It's very difficult in the morning, isn't it, to get yourself going? And a lot of people rely on caffeine in order to get up steam in the morning.
It's true. We all have our own little way. So we've done steam, Mr. Steve, but where does that steam come from? Well, of course, it comes from water. We are going to go very quickly. We've got to do this quickly, right? Because I do want to play.
Fast.
Guess the picture idiom. coming up in a few moments. Here's the first one. This is water. It's all water under the bridge.
Yes, something that indicates that you are suggesting that something's happened, usually something bad, but you wish to put this into your past. You might have a conversation with somebody that you had an argument with, and you've only just decided to start talking to each other again, and somebody might say, well, I'm very sorry that I upset you the other week. And you might say, in order to repair the relationship, that's all right, that's water under the bridge now. Forgotten about it, it's gone. You're not going to use that thing, whatever it was that you were upset about, moving forward as a means to punish the other person.
Yeah. Moving on. So from a moment that happened or occurred in the past that should be forgotten. You are right, Steve. Well done.
This is something I'm very bad at.
We've got to move on, Steve.
Yes, okay.
We've got about 10 of these. So here's another one, Steve.
Blood is thicker than water.
Oh, it certainly is.
I think that indicates that, is that to do with family?
It is.
Yes, blood is thicker than water. So blood, your blood relatives, in other words, your sisters, brothers, cousins, etc., you would do more to protect them than you would people who weren't direct relatives of yours.
Yes.
Is what that phrase is indicating. You are more likely to protect your family unit than you would, say, friends.
Good. Let's have a look. Yeah, family is always more important than non-family. People will normally give preference to their blood relatives than to those who they are not closely.
Yes, you might have been invited to a family event, but you've also been invited to to a friend's house at a party. Blood's thicker than water, so you may decide that I'm going to prioritise the family.
Yeah.
Meet up instead.
Here's another one, Steve. To be a fish out of water. Oh.
A fish out of water, yes. So a fish out of water obviously is not very comfortable because fish like to be in water. So if you are a fish out of water, it means that you do not feel comfortable in a particular situation. Maybe you don't like socialising with lots of people. Maybe you don't like going to parties, but you go to one because you've been invited and you feel very uncomfortable, like a fish out of water.
Here we go.
Maybe you don't want to public speaking.
Yes.
A fish out of water. You don't like doing it. Fish out. I'm just giving examples.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Mr. Duncan.
Here's the definition. To be in a place you are not familiar with. So you are in a place that you feel uncomfortable, as Steve said, or a place you are unfamiliar with. Here's another one. We've got to move really fast with these. Keep your head above water. I suppose this is something we all have to do in our lives, isn't it, Steve?
Keeping your head above water, it means that you're just coping.
Yes.
With your life. Maybe your financial situation is difficult.Maybe you are living paycheck to paycheck and you are waiting for the next wage to come in and you've got bills to pay. You're almost drowning under the weight of debt. You're just keeping your head above the water. You're just surviving. If the example is financially, you are just surviving because you've just got enough money just to pay your bills, but only enough, nothing left over.
Yes.
That's one example, financial, but you might be at work, you're finding the pressure of work very difficult.
Okay.
And you're almost having a breakdown because work is so difficult, but you're just keeping your head above water. You're just staying on top of the workload.
Yeah, here we go. Do what it takes to survive. You are surviving as best you can.
Yes.
You are just keeping your head above the water because, of course, we know what happens if you go under the water. That means you are not surviving. You are having a very bad time. Next one. Oh, this is something we've all been in from time to time. Some of us have been very naughty.
Hot water, that means you're in trouble.
To be
from
in
somebody.
To be in hot water, Steve.
Yes, that means that you're in trouble. Maybe you've had an argument with your spouse or somebody like that, and they're very annoyed with you. Somebody might say, "Oh, you'll be in hot water if you stayed in the pub too long."
Yeah.
Something like that. Or you have done something at work. You have lost a sale of an important client, and somebody says to you, "Oh, you're going to be in hot water with the boss." The indication is someone's going to shout at you. There's going to be repercussions for what you've done. You've done something wrong, and someone's going to punish you.
Yeah. To be in serious trouble. That's pretty much it. To be in hot water is to be in serious trouble. Now, I'm going to cut some of these off because we don't have time to do them all. Here's another one, Steve. Water off a duck's back.
You don't care about anything. Somebody might abuse you in some way, shout at you, call you bad names, and you just doesn't bother you at all. And it's just like water that runs off the nice oily feathers of a duck.
Yes.
It doesn't bother you. You're not fazed by things that might otherwise make other people very upset.
Yes, things that should cause harm, but you really don't care. A thing of no concern. To push aside a harsh action. So an action, something a person is doing towards you, but really you just don't care. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do. It is all like water off a duck's back. We will do one more and then we will have to move on. So if you are in the water, quite often you will splash around. You will make the water fly around. So this is still connected to water. You might make a big splash. To make a big splash means to create an impression. So an impression that you create on one person or lots of people. You create an impression or get noticed by doing something daring, Mr. Steve. Have you ever created a splash, Mr. Steve?
That's not really in my character, to make a big splash. I don't like to stand out too much. I just like to quietly achieve things under the radar, so to speak. So, yeah. So to make a big splash, it means you're a very confident person. You might go to a party in a very short skirt. You might wear a big hat. You might turn up somewhere in the most flamboyant outfit.
Yes.
Everybody notices you. You might buy yourself a lovely bright red sports car and turn up to somebody's house in this sports car. You make a big splash. It just means you're making a very obvious entrance.
Yes.
When you're going somewhere.
You are making a big impression on people around you. But you might want to make a splash when you go for a job interview. So you might turn up and be a great guy, be a great super person. You make a splash. You create an impression on other people.
Yeah, you might start your job and you absolutely kill all your sales targets.
Yes.
Or whatever it is, and somebody might say, well, they're making a big splash. Just means, making a big impression, obvious, everyone can see it.
Mr. Steve, we are going to do something. We're moving on from our steam and water because we have something else that we have to do. The game that we wanted to play last week, but we couldn't. We couldn't play it last week because I was feeling so rotten last week. I had the stupid, stinky COVID last week, but I feel much better now. Thank you very much for all your lovely messages of kindness and support. Here we go then. We are now going to play the game that we didn't play last week, but we are going to play today. It is Guess the Picture Idiom. Mr. Steve is yawning.
I'm running out of steam, Mr. Duncan.
I can already tell. I can recognise that moment when Mr. Steve is starting to run out of steam. Well, I hope you've got enough steam in your tank, because we have Guess the Picture Idiom, Mr. Steve. That's what we have to do now. We are going to guess the picture idiom. It is something that we do almost every week when I feel like doing it. Sometimes I don't feel like doing it. But fortunately today, guess what? I do feel like doing it today, which is very nice.
Full steam ahead, Mr. Duncan.
Yes, we are now going full steam ahead with Guess the Picture Idiom. All you have to do is look at the idiom on the screen and then tell me what the phrase is. Here is the first one coming up right now. Oh, all I can say is I spent a very long time making this. So all you have to do is tell me what you see. If it makes any sense, you have to guess the picture idiom. This is a very well-known idiom that we use when a person is exaggerating something. So I'm going to be generous today. I'm going to give some clues to help you along. A person who is exaggerating something. This might... I love that picture. Can I just say that I love that picture? That took me a very long time to make. I didn't use artificial intelligence to do that. I didn't use AI. I used my own brain and my own steady hand to create those lovely images. Guess the picture idiom. Does anyone know? Does anyone know the answer? It is a well-known expression when a person is exaggerating, or maybe they are overreacting to something. I think Mr. Steve sometimes does this. Do you have any ideas, Steve?
I know what it is, yes. I've guessed this one.
Oh, very good.
And so's Lewis.
And also we have other guesses, Churio, and also Maurizio as well has a guess. So things that are not serious, but you might actually put them forward as if they are serious. Something that is small and trivial, but you make it seem worse than it actually is. A very interesting phrase. Would you like the answer? Here is the answer right now, coming up on your screen. It is make a mountain out of a molehill. A person who exaggerates something to make it seem worse than it really is. So you can see now from that picture, the molehill.
So a molehill is about only that big.
Yes, very small.
A mole is a small creature. It makes a little mound of earth.
Yes, a little hill.
A little hill. Yes, so you might... Yeah, that's it. So you might be accused of this sometimes. For example, you were at work, you were in the lift, and you didn't see somebody. Somebody said hello to you, and you didn't reply back, for example, because you weren't concentrating. And then that person later on comes to you and says, I was in the lift with you and you ignored me. I said hello to you and you just ignored me. Why did you do that? Blah, blah, blah. They keep going on and on. They feel slighted. And you might say, oh, don't make a mountain out of a molehill. I didn't do it deliberately. I didn't notice you. I didn't see you. So it's when somebody has a perceived idea of something and they're wrong, because you know what our human mind is like. It can it can fantasize and it
Well,
can
it's-
build things up into things that never really
yes,
are there.
it's more about overreacting to things.
Yes, overreacting. That's what I mean.
You
yes.
overreact to something. You make something seem worse than it really is. A small moment of time, and you turn it into a big thing. Here's the next one, Steve.
Yes, you might get
Oh.
ill.
Okay.
You might get ill, and you might just have a little cold. You know, a common cold, and you might be going, "Oh, I'm so ill.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got to go to bed.
Okay.
Oh, don't make a mountain out of a molehill. It's just a cold. You'll be fine."
Yes. Any more?
It's another example.
Have you got 10 more?
Well, I like to give examples.
Here's another one. Here we go, Steve.
Storm in a teacup. Yes, Beatrice, very similar.
Okay, Steve. We've got. Oh, for goodness sake. We've got to move on, Steve, or else we're going to just be talking about this for the next 20 minutes. Here we go. Another one. Oh. This is something that I think could relate to Steve. Oh, dear.
What do you see? And what is the idiom that's related to the what is displayed or is being seen in that particular picture?
Yeah. What's the picture? Guess the picture
What's
idiom.
it saying?
Guess the picture.
What's the meaning?
Yes. Well, what is it? What actually is the idiom? And if you can tell me what it means, I will be very, very pleased. Very excited. So you can see there is someone standing there, maybe a person who is not concentrating on the things around them. Maybe they are a person who is often in their own fantasy world. They are somewhere else.
I think you're giving too many clues away today, Mr. Duncan.
I know. I might as well just say it, really. I might as well just give the answer because I'm so close to doing it.
Oh, well, interesting. We've got some interesting answers there. Got your head in the clouds, to have your head in the sky, have your head between the clouds, being under the weather. Yes, I can see how that. I mean, that could be right. If you're, it's not the answer to this particular one, but it's a good guess nevertheless. If you're feeling under the weather, of course, it means you're not feeling very well.
Yes.
And that person is under what looks like some storm. But anyway, thanks for the guess.
But they're missing their head. So the answer is, we'll try and squeeze one more in before we finish. The answer is to have your head in the clouds. So the person has almost disappeared. At least their head has disappeared in the clouds. They are a person who is not concentrating on the things around them. They are daydreaming. They have their head in the clouds. Sometimes when you have an idea or maybe something you want to do and the people around you know that it's probably not going to happen, some sort of fantasy you have about your future, you might also say that person has their head in the clouds. They are having these fantasies about their future that will probably not come true.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. Yes, it means that you have got an unrealistic perception of whatever it is that you want to do. You're just not thinking through properly whatever it is that you want to do. You've got your head in the clouds. Look, you're never going to go out with Daisy at school.
Daisy?
She's just too beautiful for you. You've got your head in the clouds. She's never going to go out with you.
Who's calling their daughter Daisy?
I don't know. I'm just thinking it. Vanessa. Look, Paul, you will never go out with Vanessa. She's far too beautiful and sophisticated for you. You've got your head in the clouds.
Yes. I used to know a girl called Vanessa.
But to have your head in the sand is a slightly different expression. That means that you're not really you're ignoring problems that are all around you.
Yes.
It's similar but a bit different.
Yes. You're doing your best to ignore a bad situation.
Yes, if you've got your head in the sand, whereas head in the clouds means that you've got an unrealistic expectation of what's possible.
We will have one more, and then we will definitely be going. Here's one more. And this is something that we often come across in our daily lives. Maybe there is something we want to do in our lives, maybe a thing that we have to carry out, a certain task or something we have to get permission to do. Oh, very interesting. So this is another well-known expression, and it will be the final thing we do today. Guess the picture idiom. And you can see it's quite clear what is happening on the screen. And a lot of countries, a lot of people, when they come up against authority or something you have to do, you have to get some sort of approval. Sometimes you have to do this particular thing to move forward. I can't put it any clearer without actually giving the answer, to be honest with you. Perhaps this week I'm making it too easy. Maybe I will now get complaints. Oh, Mr. Duncan, you're making it too easy. It's too easy now. Make it harder. Vitas, Chihiro. Very interesting, yes. Some interesting guesses coming through. I have a feeling that you know, Steve.
I think I know what you mean, Mr. Duncan. Yes, yes, you are. You're trying to get something done, but there are a lot of rules and regulations in the way preventing you from doing it.
Yes.
And there is an expression that means to sweep away or to get rid of all those rules and regulations so that you can get something done. Say that you want to build, you're a company that wants to build some houses in a particular area.
Yes.
And there are lots of government regulations preventing you from doing it, and you get quite annoyed. You might use this expression.
Quite often used when we come up against bureaucrats. Bureaucracy is the worst thing in every society.
Europe is often accused of this.
Well,
the European Union is often accused of having a lot of this.
I tell you something, the winners, China, definitely. Bureaucracy in China is like a giant wall, and I'm not talking about the Great Wall. Here we go then, here's the answer, Steve. This is the final mystery idiom. The answer is, are you ready? It's time to...
Yes, Lewis.
Cut through the red tape.
Lewis just got it in there.
Oh, okay.
So well done.
If you cut through the red tape, it means you are trying to move ahead. You are trying to get past all of those rules and regulations and all of the things you have to get approval for. You want to move forward. Sometimes you have to cut through the red tape.
You might want to speed up a process of trying to get something done. And you might say, let's just cut through the red tape and get this done.
It does often happen in communist countries. And I remember from my time in China, oh my goodness, so much red tape. That's why sometimes it's very hard to get things done. If you live in that particular type of country, it can be very difficult.
But it could be, you could be using it not literally. You could be saying, you might want to do something at work, for example, and somebody might say, if you want to start that project, well, you've got to go and talk to such and such and this other person, and then you've got to go and take it to the committee, and then you've got to go and do something else. There are lots of layers of bureaucracy.
Yes.
And you might say, oh, look, somebody else might say, this is a great idea. I want it done. Let's just cut the red tape. Let's just do it.
Yes. Well, it's always used figuratively. We never use it literally, unless, of course, you are opening a new building for the public.
Yes, the red tape is figurative.
Anyway,
it's a barrier to what you want to be able to do.
It's time, Mr. Steve, to say goodbye. And the 2 hours is just about up. I can't believe it. I can't believe it's gone by so quickly today. Sometimes it does feel as if it goes by quickly. What about you, Steve?
Yes, it has. I don't feel as though I've run out of steam just yet.
Oh, good. Well, that's a good thing, because after we've had our cup of tea and our little slice of tea cake loaf, we are going to go out for a walk. Hopefully we can enjoy some of the sunshine. There were some thunderstorms predicted for this afternoon, but fortunately we haven't had them. Thank you, Mr. Steve, for your company.
Was this a live stream or was it live steam? I don't know what that means. Anyway, good luck to you all this week learning English. Have a good week, and I'll see you. I think I'm here next Sunday, so all being well, I shall be here next Sunday.
Yes, and of course, the Sunday after, we will be somewhere else.
It's that close.
Towards the end of this month, we will be doing something very unusual, very different.
Don't forget, if you want to meet us in Paris, let Mr. Duncan know if you haven't already.
It's almost you're almost running out of time now, by the way. But we will try our best. Thank you, Steve.
Bye.
Oh, he's still here. Come on, Mr. Steve. Don't you want to go? There, he's gone now. Thank you, Mr. Steve. As he steams off down the line. I will also be steaming off as well. Thank you very much for your company today. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream and everything contained within it. Don't forget, you can also watch this again as well with lovely captions later on. So this will be kept, it will be saved on YouTube, and you can watch it again later with captions. And I suppose I should also ask you very, very nicely, if you don't mind, if you would like to subscribe as well. That would be very lovely if you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then you will never miss anything ever again. Thank you for your company. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. It has been a very busy one. Thank you also to the live chat. It's been lovely having you all here today. So many people joining from different parts of the world. And as I always say, this is one of the most wonderful things. One of the best parts of doing this is that I get the chance to share some of my life with your life. And, of course, the other way round as well. Thank you very much. See you soon. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of the English language, saying thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves. I am back with you on Wednesday, and there will be some new English lessons coming up during the week as well. Look out for all those things. And until the next time we meet, you know what's coming next. Yes, you do. Take care of yourselves. Keep that smile upon your face as you walk amongst the human race. I'm going for a walk now. Ta-ta for now.